Imagine a world without light bulbs, phones, airplanes, or the internet. No electricity to power homes, no medicine to cure disease, no engines to move cars or ideas to launch rockets. It's almost unthinkable. But the world wasn't always the way it is now. Everything we know and use today started with a single spark, an idea, in the mind of a curious thinker or a bold inventor. They saw the world not just as it was, but as it could be. These visionaries asked questions, broke rules, and changed everything. And the best part? Most of them started with nothing more than curiosity, failure, and a never-give-up attitude. From the printing press to modern physics, from ancient astronomy to artificial intelligence, their ideas shaped history and our lives. This is the story of minds that moved the world. Ancient geniuses and the foundations of knowledge. Our journey begins in the ancient world, a time before modern science, before machines, and even before electricity. But don't let that fool you. Some of the greatest thinkers in history lived thousands of years ago, and their ideas laid the groundwork for everything that came after. Archimedes, circa 287 BCE to circa 212 BCE. Let's start with Archimedes, the Greek mathematician and inventor who is often called the father of engineering. He's the guy who supposedly ran naked through the streets of Syracuse shouting "Eureka!" after discovering the principle of buoyancy while sitting in a bathtub. Archimedes wasn't just good at yelling. He invented the Archimedean screw to move water uphill, designed war machines to protect cities, and made major discoveries in geometry and physics. His understanding of levers and pulleys changed the way people thought about force and motion. Hypatia, circa 360 to 415 CE. Next, we meet Hypatia of Alexandria, one of the earliest known female mathematicians. She taught astronomy, philosophy, and mathematics at a time when most women weren't even allowed to learn. Hypatia edited and improved important mathematical texts, including those of her father and ancient Greek thinkers like Euclid. Her presence in ancient academia challenged social norms and inspired future generations to pursue knowledge regardless of gender. Zhang Heng, 78 to 139 CE. Moving east, we discover Zhang Heng, a Chinese polymath who contributed to astronomy, cartography, and invention. He created the first seismoscope, an instrument that could detect earthquakes. His design used a series of balls and dragon heads to detect ground movement. Zhang also improved astronomical instruments and proposed that the moon reflected sunlight, a major insight for his time. Ibn al-Haytham, circa 965 to circa 1040 CE. Finally, we meet Ibn al-Haytham, an Arab scientist who revolutionized optics and the scientific method. He figured out how vision worked, by light entering the eye, not by rays shooting out of it, as many had thought. His work, Book of Optics, influenced both Islamic and European scientists. He also emphasized experimentation and observation, laying the foundation for the scientific method centuries before it became mainstream. These ancient minds may not have had modern tools, but their ideas and questions lit the spark for the world we know today. The Scientific Revolution and the Age of Discovery. The next great leap in human thinking came during the Scientific Revolution, a time when old beliefs were shattered and bold new methods transformed the way people understood the world. Taking place roughly between the 1500s and the 1700s, this period was marked by a radical shift. No longer were answers to life's mysteries found only in ancient texts or religious doctrine. Instead, knowledge began to grow through experimentation, observation, and evidence. Galileo Galilei, 1564 to 1642. Galileo Galilei, often hailed as the father of modern science, changed how we understood the cosmos. While he didn't invent the telescope, he improved it and used it to uncover stunning truths. He discovered 4 moons orbiting Jupiter, now called the Galilean moons, proving that not everything revolves around Earth. He observed sunspots and the moon's jagged surface, challenging the idea of a flawless, divine sky. Galileo boldly supported the heliocentric model, the theory that Earth orbits the sun. This contradicted the church-backed geocentric view that Earth was the universe's center. His writings caused an uproar, and he was eventually tried for heresy and sentenced to house arrest. Still, he never abandoned his ideas. His evidence-based approach helped shift the world from dogma to discovery. Beyond astronomy, Galileo explored motion, gravity, and inertia, laying the groundwork for Newton's later breakthroughs. His legacy isn't just in what he discovered, but in how he worked, relying on observation, testing, and a bold spirit of inquiry. Galileo didn't just look at the stars, he taught us to question everything. Isaac Newton, 1643 to 1727. Isaac Newton changed the way we see the universe. His 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation explained how everything moves, from falling apples to orbiting planets. Before Newton, the forces that guided the cosmos were a mystery. He didn't stop there. Newton invented calculus, built a new type of telescope, and wrote Principia Mathematica, one of the most important scientific books ever. It unified the heavens and earth under the same physical laws. Newton's work stood unchallenged for over 200 years. His tools helped launch the Industrial Revolution and made space travel possible. Einstein once said he stood on the shoulders of giants, and Newton was one of the greatest. Antony van Leeuwenhoek, 1632 to 1723. Antony van Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch cloth merchant, had no formal scientific training, but he had passion and skill. Using handmade lenses, he built microscopes that revealed a hidden world. He was the first to observe single-celled organisms, which he called animalcules. He saw bacteria, sperm cells, and red blood cells, showing that life teemed even in a drop of water. His discoveries opened the world to microbiology and revolutionized medicine. Despite being self-taught, van Leeuwenhoek shared his findings with the Royal Society and gained worldwide respect. His stories remind us that curiosity and persistence can unlock entire new realms of knowledge. René Descartes, 1596 to 1650. René Descartes, the French philosopher and mathematician, helped shape how we think about thinking. He is best known for "I think, therefore I am," but his impact went far deeper. Descartes championed reason over tradition. He introduced the idea of radical doubt, questioning everything until it could be logically proven. His ideas helped build the foundation of the scientific method. In math, he created Cartesian coordinates, linking algebra and geometry, and opened new paths in physics and engineering. Descartes saw the universe as a machine governed by laws, paving the way for Newton and modern science. The innovators of the Industrial Age. The Industrial Age marked a dramatic shift in human history. As factories, machines, and cities rose, work, travel, and everyday life transformed. Driving this revolution were visionary inventors who didn't just solve problems, they reshaped the world. James Watt, 1736 to 1819. James Watt didn't invent the steam engine, but he made it efficient, reliable, and revolutionary. Early engines mostly pumped water from mines, but Watt's separate condenser reduced fuel use dramatically. His rotary motion mechanism let engines power wheels and machinery, enabling factories and trains to operate smoothly. Suddenly, goods and people moved faster, cities grew, and commerce expanded. Watt's impact was so significant that the watt became a unit of power. His upgrades helped launch the modern industrial economy. Michael Faraday, 1791 to 1867. Michael Faraday, a self-taught scientist from humble beginnings, discovered electromagnetic induction, the principle behind electric motors and generators. He turned electricity from curiosity into a power source. Thanks to Faraday, we have electric lights, motors, and city-spanning power grids. Einstein even kept Faraday's portrait in his study. His story shows how curiosity and grit can electrify the world, literally. Louis Pasteur, 1822 to 1895. Louis Pasteur revolutionized medicine and public health by proving that germs cause disease. His work led to vaccines for rabies and anthrax and the creation of pasteurization, heating liquids to kill harmful bacteria. This simple yet powerful idea made food safer and hospitals cleaner. Pasteur's findings founded microbiology and helped science combat illness with precision. Ada Lovelace, 1815 to 1852. Ada Lovelace, daughter of poet Lord Byron, envisioned the future of computing before computers even existed. Working with Charles Babbage's designs, she wrote the first computer algorithm. More than a programmer, Lovelace saw that machines could handle logic, symbols, and even music, not just numbers. Her foresight predicted the digital world we now live in. Today, she is remembered as a pioneer who imagined a revolution. These brilliant minds gave us engines, electricity, medicine, and the concept of computing. They didn't just create tools, they laid the groundwork for the modern world. Modern marvels, 20th and 21st century minds. In the modern era, invention has become faster, bolder, and more digital. The 20th and 21st centuries ushered in rapid transformations. Airplanes, television, computers, the internet, and artificial intelligence. Science and technology leapt forward at an astonishing pace. New minds reshaped communication, medicine, transportation, and the very way we live every day. They didn't just build tools, they redefined human potential and possibility. Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955. Albert Einstein changed the world of physics forever. His theory of relativity showed that time and space were not fixed, but flexible and interwoven. With his famous equation, E equals mc squared, he revealed how matter could be turned into energy. This idea helped scientists understand nuclear energy and later led to both nuclear power and weapons. But Einstein's influence reached beyond physics. He warned the world about the dangers of war and spoke out for peace, human rights, and curiosity. He believed imagination was just as important as knowledge. Today, his theories still guide scientists in exploring black holes, the expansion of the universe, and the mysteries of time itself. Einstein didn't just solve equations, he opened our minds to the strange and beautiful structure of reality. Marie Curie, 1867 to 1934. Marie Curie was a trailblazer in both science and society. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only person to win in two different scientific fields, physics and chemistry. Her discoveries of the radioactive elements of polonium and radium changed how we understand atoms and energy. She pioneered research in radioactivity, a term she coined herself. Her work helped develop early cancer treatments and X-ray machines, which were especially useful during World War I. Curie faced enormous challenges as a woman in science, but she never let obstacles stop her. Her courage, intelligence, and determination inspired generations of scientists. Today, her name lives on in research institutes, hospitals, and the periodic table. Alan Turing, 1912 to 1954. Alan Turing was a mathematical genius who laid the groundwork for computers and artificial intelligence. During World War II, he led the effort to break the German Enigma code, helping to shorten the war and save millions of lives. But Turing's ideas stretched far beyond cryptography. He imagined a universal machine that could solve any problem given the right instructions, what we now call a computer. He asked bold questions. Can machines think? Can they learn? These ideas sparked the field of computer science. Turing's work lives on in everything from smartphones to robotics. Though he was treated cruelly in his lifetime, today he is remembered as a hero and a visionary whose thinking shaped our digital age. Steve Jobs, 1955 to 2011. Steve Jobs redefined how we use and feel about technology. As the co-founder of Apple, he led the creation of products that changed daily life: the Macintosh computer, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. Jobs didn't invent these technologies alone, but he had a unique gift, seeing how technology and design could come together to improve people's lives. He believed that products should be intuitive, beautiful, and personal. Under his leadership, Apple became one of the most influential companies in the world. Jobs helped usher in the mobile revolution, making powerful technology available to everyone. His legacy lives on in the phones we carry, the apps we use, and the idea that creativity and technology can and should coexist. These minds shaped the digital world we now live in. Einstein gave us the language of the universe. Curie brought us the secrets of the atom. Turing imagined thinking machines. Jobs made the future something we could hold in our hands. Together, they brought us power, information, connection, and innovation at the speed of thought. Their ideas continue to shape our world and will inspire the next generation of dreamers, builders, and thinkers. Conclusion. Throughout history, the most remarkable changes began with a single person daring to imagine something different. Whether it was Archimedes shouting Eureka in his bathtub, or Steve Jobs holding up the first iPhone, every leap forward began in the mind of someone bold enough to question the world and smart enough to change it. These inventors and thinkers didn't just build machines or create theories. They shifted how we live, how we work, and how we dream. Their stories remind us that one idea, one spark, can light the way for generations. How would you like to get a deeper understanding of history, impress your friends, and predict the future more accurately based on past events? If this sounds like something you might be into, then check out the brand new Captivating History Book Club by clicking the first link in the description. Though not mentioned in this video, Nikola Tesla is another impressive inventor. To learn more about him, we hope you check out our book, Nikola Tesla, A Captivating Guide to the Life of a Genius Inventor. It's available as an ebook, paperback, and audiobook. If you found the video captivating, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.